everyone, this is Ms. Moffatt from Across the Litoverse. I'm here with a new vlog feature in which I'm going to give you a rough list of the books that I have on the docket. This new list includes books that I have either finally taken off of my shelf and cracked open for the first time. It also includes books that I have out from the library, books that I have on loan from people. It's just a whole mismatch of books that I have that will be appearing in the form of book reviews within the next few weeks on Across the Litoverse. I got this idea originally from Eva over at A Striped Armchair. She has a feature every Friday that she calls Library Loot, in which she shares just the books that she's taken out from the library over the course of that week. She kind of puts me to shame when it comes to using the library. Yes, she's a very strong supporter. It's really impressive, I have to say. So I would recommend checking out her blog. So yes, hopefully this is going to be a weekly feature. And yes, we shall get started. The first book that I have on the docket, well, actually this is kind of a cheat because I've read the book already. I was actually debating if I should review this on the blog only because I read this at the end of 2011. I've already got 2012 challenges on the go, so I didn't know if that was kind of cheating because I wanted to start in 2012. Anyways, this is the newest book from Louise Dupree called Just Like Her. I actually thought this was a short story collection when I first picked it up, but it is not. It's a theater script. Play was put on originally in Quebec. I believe that there was an English translation that was put on in Toronto, but this is the final published version of it. So it actually crosses the boundaries between it being a theater script and kind of short story and kind of poetry. So you got the best of all worlds, really. I would probably recommend reading this book actually with Lionel Shriver's We Need to Talk About Kevin, because both books really deal with the darker side of motherhood, which doesn't often get talked about in books, but can be done so in very artistic ways. So the next books, I'm very sorry, you're gonna deal with a lot of manga over the course of this blog. And anyways, this series is called We Were There. It's by Yuki Obata. Story and art by Yuki Obata. It's published under Shoujo Beat. It's very melodramatic thus far. I've only read the first two books, but my local library just purchased almost the entire series, I think. So there must be something behind it. And I'm probably going to do a review of this. I've already actually read both of them. But it's just too tasty. The one character, the gentleman, he tends to have this kind of vacant stare, if you can see that. It's kind of dark in here, I know. The big vacant eyes, he makes that a lot during the series, so it's interesting. He's kind of a jerk, but most romantic figures kind of start out that way. So, good times. The next book I have is Everything is Illuminated by Jonathan Safran Foer. I hope that's how you pronounce his name. This is actually going to be the book for my book club this month. My book club is called the Literati League. This was recommended by my very good friend Chantel, who is just in love with this book and promised that it would make us cry. I'm kind of scared, but I heard that it is really good. I watched the movie, but I don't remember a lot about it, aside from the fact that Elijah Wood is in it, and that guy who wrote the song about the color purple, and how we should all be wearing purple. So I think the book is not about the color purple, but I'm sure it's good as well. And while we are on the topic of Chantel, I have a comic book collection out on loan from her boyfriend and my friend Nathan. The last time I was hanging out with them, we were talking comic books, and he graciously lent me his first edition of, well, the first, I guess, collection of the book The Runaways, or just Runaways. I'm putting those where there shouldn't be. So yes, Runaways. All I remember about the series is that it's about the children of super villains, I believe, and that they have to kind of fight their own parents, which is pretty awesome. And I think a lot of teenagers would probably get behind that. I really like the artwork. Again, this is one that I haven't started yet, but I'm really excited because I knew kind of about the storyline, and it just sounds great. And the artwork looks very interesting. I think that's some kind of demonic deer, it looks like. I don't know, but I will find out. The next stuff is stuff I picked up today from the library. I had a few holds to pick up, and then I actually browsed for the first time in a very long time and picked up stuff that has just filled out my to-be-read pile, which is always lovely. The first book that I have is called Three Men in a Boat by Jerome K. Jerome. And this book was originally published in 1889, I think the copyright page said. I read it about it in an article somewhere, just talking about weird, crazy Victorian books. And they just said you're gonna lose it because it's actually Victorians being really hilarious. And I've just opened to a random page, and this is the drawing that met me. I think they're fighting over a fishing pole. All I know is that the entire book takes place on a boat, and there's a dog there as well. So it's all the mad capers you could get into while sailing in a boat. The next book I have, I know a lot of people are going to kind of shake their head at me, especially knowing how cruel I can be when it comes to popular books. But that is one of the challenges I am facing this year, is to finally overcome my reluctance and read series that I thought I would never ever crack open. And this one is The Hunger Games. This is a part of my All the Fuss reading challenge. You know, you might have heard there's a bit of fuss about these books. I guess a few people like them, and there's like a movie coming out or something. I don't know. So I'm biting the bullet, and I'm gonna give it a shot. It's dystopian, which I enjoy. I mean, dystopian YA, never bad. Yeah, this should be interesting. It took me a while to get it out because there's like a million holes on it. So, Hunger Games. All the fuss. The next book is the complete Persepolis. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not totally sure. But it's the complete one. I almost took out just the first one, but then I found the complete one in the adult Graphica. I would be really surprised if people didn't know about this book, just because there was so much attention drawn to it, and the artwork looks really interesting too. All I really know is that, well, it says here, a memoir of growing up as a girl in revolutionary Iran, and that's literally all I know about the book. I don't know anything about the plot, so I'm interested to check that out just because there's been a lot of buzz around it. Next, I have Pygmalion by George Bernard Shaw. I have read a lot of George Bernard Shaw in my day as a former drama major and as a former English student, but for some reason I have never read Pygmalion. And Pygmalion is one of those books that always appears on the book lists of, you know, books you have to read, and you're a deadbeat if you didn't read it, you jerk. I'm gonna read it. I think it's, yeah, I'm gonna read it. And it's a play, so it's short. And the last one is it's not actually a book, but I got it out from the library, and I've been waiting for it for a really long time. Some people might laugh, but Sucker Punch. I didn't get to see it in theaters, and I don't know why I didn't. It's got everything I could want in a movie. Maybe if they made a book, that would just make my day. You know, put them on the cover, write a book about it. Why not? So yeah, that's actually all the books that I have out at the moment. This is actually a heavier week for me. I don't tend to get that many books out, but I was being kind of, I wanted to experiment a bit. Why not? So yes, that's what's on the docket for me right now, and I'm sure you're going to see a lot of these books appearing on Across the Litoverse in review format, so I'm excited about that. So it's been the first week of my new blog, and I'm hoping that it goes well over the next few weeks and months and maybe years, who knows. So hopefully you enjoyed this new feature, and I will check you guys out later. So I hope you have a snazzy weekend, and I will check back with you on Monday. So, signing off.